Measure Theory, Lecture 3, Completion and Outer Measure. In Lecture 2, we defined measurable sets, measures, null sets, and almost everywhere statements. Now two natural questions arise. What happens if a subset of a null set is not measurable? And how can we construct new measures systematically? So today we move to completion and outer measure. Let us begin with complete measure spaces. Let x, m, mu be a measure space. We say that this measure space is complete if every subset of every null set is measurable. In other words, if n belongs to m and mu of n equals 0, then every subset A of n must also belong to M. This is desirable because null sets are negligible for integration, so their subsets should also be harmless. The basic theorem says the following. Any measure space x, m, mu can be enlarged to a complete measure space. More precisely, we form a larger sigma algebra consisting of all sets of the form A union n, where A is measurable and n is contained in some measurable null set Z. Then we define mu tilde of A union n to be mu of A. This is well defined, and the resulting measure space is called the completion of x, m, mu. Let us look at a finite example. Take x equal to the set containing 1, 2, and 3, and let M be the collection consisting of the empty set, the singleton 1, the set consisting of 2 and 3, and x. Define the measure by mu of the empty set equals 0, mu of the singleton 1 equals 4, mu of the set consisting of 2 and 3 equals 0, and mu of x equals 4. Then the set consisting of 2 and 3 is a null set. So in the completion, every subset of that set becomes measurable. Hence the completed sigma algebra consists of all subsets of x. Moreover, mu tilde of the singleton 2 equals 0, mu tilde of the singleton 3 equals 0, mu tilde of the set consisting of 1 and 2 equals 4, and mu tilde of the set consisting of 1 and 3 equals 4. We now turn to the construction of outer measure from coverings. Let H be a collection of subsets of X such that the empty set belongs to H, and X can be covered by countably many sets from H. Let ρ be a function from H into the interval from 0 to infinity, and assume that ρ of the empty set is 0. For any subset A of X, define nu of A to be the infimum of all sums sum from n equals 1 to infinity of ρ of H sub n, where the sets H sub n belong to H, and A is contained in the union of the H sub n. This is the standard covering construction that leads to an outer measure. Now let us recall the abstract definition. A function u from the power set of x into the interval from 0 to infinity is called an outer measure if three properties hold. First, nu of the empty set is 0. Second, nu is monotone. If A is contained in B, then nu of A is less than or equal to nu of B. Third, nu is countably subadditive. The outer measure of a countable union is at most the sum of the outer measures. The construction on the previous slide produces an outer measure. But an outer measure is not yet necessarily a measure on all subsets of X. Let us see an example. Take age to be the whole power set of the real line. Define row of age to be 0 if age has empty intersection with the natural numbers, and otherwise define row of age to be the smallest natural number that belongs to age. The induced outer measure is then very simple. Nu of A equals 0 if A has empty intersection with the natural numbers, and nu of A equals 1 otherwise. Now look at the singleton 1, the singleton 2, and the set consisting of 1 and 2. Their outer measures are 1, 1, and 1. So the outer measure of the union of the singleton 1 and the singleton 2 equals 1, but the sum of the outer measures of the two singletons equals 2. Therefore, this outer measure is not additive on all subsets of X. So we need a criterion that tells us which sets should count as measurable. This leads to Carathéodory measurable sets. Let nu be an outer measure on X. A set M contained in X is called nu measurable if for every subset A of X, nu of A is greater than or equal to nu of A intersect M plus nu of A intersect the complement of M. Because nu is subadditive, we always have the reverse inequality. Nu of A is less than or equal to nu of A intersect M plus nu of A intersect the complement of M. So for measurable sets, we actually have equality. Now comes the main theorem. Let nu be an outer measure on X, and let M be the collection of all nu measurable sets. Then M is a sigma algebra. The restriction of nu to M is a measure, and this measure is complete. So outer measure is the raw object, and Carathéodory's condition tells us which sets are truly measurable. Summary. Today we saw the next step beyond Lecture 2. A measure space need not be complete. Every measure space has a completion. Coverings naturally lead to outer measures. An outer measure is not yet a measure on all sets, and Carathéodory's criterion selects the measurable sets and produces a complete measure. Next time we will see how semi-algebras and pre-measures lead through outer measure to concrete constructions such as Lebesgue measure.